Good morning. Good morning. I am Serafina Monique, and we are back with our self love journey. We are on day 5, you guys. So, today we are going to talk about self control. Okay. We're going to talk about self control on today. Okay. So, you guys, I was in a situation to where I thought I had control of myself. I thought that I could go into something and control myself, okay? But I didn't realize that, okay, I wasn't ready for it until I was in it and I hadn't flew off the handle and it was too late, okay? So, I'm just learning to I'm learning my triggers, and I'm trying to figure out how to respond to things instead of react to them, okay? Because when we react, we are reacting out of emotion mostly, okay? So, let's see. One thing I do is I recite the serenity prayer. Okay. So God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay. The serenity prayer it's helped me. It it has helped me a lot. Okay. So, I just want to say this, okay? You can't control other people, okay? You can only control yourself. Okay, so in saying that, you can't make anyone do anything. You can't make anyone do anything. Like, no matter if you think it's right, if you know it's right, if you know it's a good idea, like at the end of the day, it's still their choice. It's still their choice, okay? You can't make anyone do anything. If someone has wronged you, honey, you can't make them apologize to you, okay? You can't control people. You can't make them apologize. You can't make them do anything that they don't want to do. They have to be willing to do things. They have to be willing to do things. And I'm to the point to where if I don't know, I'm not about to beg anybody to do anything. If you don't want to do it, then that's fine with me. Okay. So, we just have to get to that point to where we can't let especially in like sometimes we feel like people wronged us, and we are looking for an apology or something, but it's like, I can't make anybody apologize. So I forgive you even if you don't ask for forgiveness, okay? So, you have to let it go, okay? So, you can't control people. You can only control yourself, okay? And then I want to say this, you can only control yourself. But in saying that, no one can control you, okay? No one can control you, okay? So if someone is able to do something or say something to make you fly off the handle, then they have too much power over you, honey. You have given them too much power over you, because what you give your power to is what controls you, okay? What you give your power to controls you. And I know sometimes people know our triggers. You guys, it be the ones closest to us that knows your triggers, and it's like they will push those buttons. They'll push those buttons to try and get a reaction out of you, okay? And when you react, it's just like, oh my God, she's crazy, So you have to learn to be self-disciplined. You have to learn to control yourself, because when people know your triggers, honey, that's your weakness. So, if you are in an argument with somebody, or if you are having a disagreement with somebody, and it just goes all the way left, because it's like they knew to say this to get me up here. So they knew to say this to get me ticked off, or they know, this ticked me off, so you went and did it and you ticked me off. But in all actuality, you have to control yourself, because no matter what they do, they shouldn't have power over you to make you react like that. Okay, so you should be in control of your emotions. Okay, and then people, let me tell you, honey, people crazy, honey. That's just it. People are crazy, because people will try and test you, honey, and it's like, I don't know, people will try and test you, and it's like they'll do something that they know upsets you to see how you're going to react. Okay, like, no, honey, you don't have to test me, you can ask me. Okay, so if this is what triggers me, if you do something to trigger me and you know it triggers me, I'm gonna fly off the handle, honey. It's something I'm working on, but I'm gonna fly off the handle. Okay, so, but people will do things just to get a reaction out of you, and just so they can sit back and say, yeah, they're crazy or something, or yeah, they're impulsive, or they're this and that, or they're that. But the whole time they done pushed your buttons. They knew exactly which nerve to hit to get that reaction out of you. Okay, but again, it's not their fault. We're responsible for our emotions. Okay, so just like you can't control other people can't control you. Okay, so and then we have to learn to be quiet. Okay, because not everything requires a response. Okay, not everything requires a response. And we just got out of our 31 days of Proverbs journey. So it said in that, it told us to be slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to speak and quick to listen. Okay, so we just have to learn what our triggers are. So we have to pay attention to ourselves. We have to learn what our triggers are, and then we have to when we feel ourselves being triggered, we have to let it process, honey. Let it process, and then respond instead of react. Okay, so if you need to take a step back, honey, if you need to take that deep breath, honey, do it. Okay, do anything that you need to do so that you don't react in a way to where people say that you don't have control over your emotions. You can't control yourself. You're impulsive. Okay, because at the end of the day, no matter what they do, you should have enough self-control to not let them get a reaction out of you, you guys. And some people have it down packed. Okay, some people have it down packed to the point to where it's scary, honey. It's like nothing bothers you. It's like, what are you, a serial killer or something? It's like nothing bothers them. Okay, and so another thing is, you're going to have all these feelings. But the thing isn't to not feel, it's to learn to process those emotions. Okay, so it's okay to get angry. It's okay to get upset. It's okay to be sad. Okay, but they are just emotions. Okay, just like happiness, they're all just emotions. Okay, but what we do when we are sad, or what we do when we are upset, is what we need to work on, because most times we get upset and we stop thinking. Okay, we get upset and we stop thinking, and whatever happens after that, whatever comes, just comes. Okay, but we want to get to where we manage our impulses. Well, we manage our impulses so that we're not reacting. Okay, we're not reacting in a negative way. We are responding instead of reacting. Okay, So you guys, you control your emotions, okay? You control your emotions. Your emotions shouldn't control you. So again, we just have to find a different way to cope with emotions, okay? Find a different way to cope with your emotions. Find a way to turn those negative emotions into something positive, okay? So maybe if when you are sad, maybe you write or something. Maybe you write a song or something. I don't know. Maybe when you're sad, you get all those emotions out on paper. Okay, and you guys like Mary J. Blige, honey. They say when she it seems like when she goes through stuff, she makes the best music. When she's going through stuff, because those are her raw emotions, you guys. So whenever you're sad, whenever you're angry, instead of reacting, try and find a healthy outlet, okay? Try to find a healthy outlet. So don't suppress those feelings. Don't suppress those feelings. So we don't want it to be like we're not reacting because we really don't have any feelings. Okay, so you don't want to shut off completely. Like you don't want to shut off to that point. Okay, you just want to know how to control those feelings. So don't suppress your feelings. Acknowledge them. Okay, acknowledge them. Okay, and so I know I don't know. It just seems like, well, for me, the strongest emotions are, well, the emotions that are hardest to deal with is sadness and anger. Okay, sadness and anger. Those are my two hardest emotions to deal with. And it's like I'm just learning. I'm trying to figure myself out, you guys. I'm getting to know myself, okay? Honestly and truly, I'm getting to know myself. So when I feel these emotions coming about, especially when I'm sad, when I feel myself getting sad, I have gotten to the point to where it's like, and we'll talk about parenting your inner child, I think on tomorrow, your inner child. So I've gotten to the point to where I question myself. I have to question myself a lot. I ask myself why a lot. Okay. So because I'm like, I feel myself going down, I can't get back to that place to where I'm all the way down here. So I can't let myself get back to that place. So whenever I feel myself going down, I just get to the point to where I'm just like, what's wrong with you? And you may think I'm crazy, but I answer myself, honey, because that's why I'm asking myself questions so that I can figure out why I'm beginning to feel the way I feel. So just like with Braylon, honey, just like with your kids. So if you see them looking down or depressed, you're gonna ask, "What's wrong with you?" Okay. So that's what I ask myself, "What's wrong with you?" And I answer myself, I'm starting to feel sad. And it's like, well, why are you starting to feel sad? And I answer that. And then it's like, well, why is that making you sad? And then I answer that. And then if it's something that I can't control, then I get to the point to where it's like, okay, when I get to the why, it's like either you can do something about it or you can't. Okay. Either you can do something about it or you can't. So if it's something that I can change, if it's something that I can do, I ask myself, so what are you going to do about it? Because if it's something that I can get up and do, then I'm going to do it so that these feelings, so that I don't go down, you know what I'm saying? So I ask myself, what are you going to do about it? Okay? And then I answer myself, okay? And it's like, okay, get up and do it, okay? And so on the other side, if the emotions are caused by something that I can't control, like if it's something about someone else that's causing these emotions, it's like, what can you do about that? And it's like, most time, nothing. Okay, so why let it bother you? Like, why does it even matter to you? Okay, and then it's like, I just have to get to the point to where you have to ask all these questions. You have to ask all these questions until you get to the bottom and pinpoint exactly what is wrong. But this is me, honey. And then once I pinpoint what's wrong, then I can work on making it right. Okay. Then I can work on making it right. So I just encourage you guys, if you feel yourself being controlled by your emotions, I just encourage you to trace it back, ask questions, trace it back. And if you can't find that, if you can't trace it back, honey, get up and do something. Get up and do something, okay? Go for a walk, work out, do something. Don't just sit in your emotions. Don't just sit in your emotions, okay? Well, let them process, but don't just sit in it and continue to go down and down till you're in a deep, dark pit to where you have to pull yourself out of, okay? And I'm learning to, because I don't know, I'm just the type of person, I like being by myself, but I'm learning to get around people, okay? Being around people, well, certain people, or talking to certain people, it helps, okay? It helps, but I'm not going to the point to where I'm dependent upon them to lift me up when I'm down, okay? I'm not, don't depend on them, but don't heal alone, okay? Okay, what else? So, again, don't led by your emotions, okay? Don't be led by your emotions. So you lead, honey. You lead and let your emotions follow. So when you're feeling sad, honey, you get up and you go do something, okay? You go do something that makes you happy. Go do something that you love doing. And then watch how those feelings and emotions change, okay? Again, don't suppress those emotions. Don't suppress those feelings. Acknowledge them, okay? Acknowledge them, because at the end of the day, they are your feelings, okay? And you feel that way for a reason, okay? But we still have to learn to control our feelings so that we can be in control of ourselves, okay? And again, just observe your emotions, okay? Pay attention to yourself, honey. Pay attention to yourself. Figure out what triggered you and figure out how you react when you are triggered, okay? So if somebody make you upset and you fly off the handle, and first thing we say is, I was in my feelings. I was in my feelings. So your mind has to be stronger than your feelings, okay? Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Again, you lead and let your emotions follow. Don't let your emotions, don't be guided by your emotions, honey, because you'll be all over the place. You will be all over the place, sweetheart. Do not be guided by your emotions. You'll be all over the place. One day you're happy. I'm not going to say day. 1 minute you're happy. Next minute you're sad. Next minute you're mad. And it's like, what is going on, honey? So we can't be led by our emotions, because we will be all over the place. We have to get in control. We have to control ourselves. We have to control our emotions. You lead and let your emotions follow, okay? You lead and let your emotions follow, okay? And again, observe your emotions and ask yourself why. Talk to yourself. Just like if you see your child sitting down and if you see your child sitting down sad, you're going to ask them, what's wrong? I'm sad. It's like, why are you sad? And you're going to ask those questions until you get to that root cause. Okay. So I just encourage you to ask yourself those questions. Okay. Ask yourself those questions. Okay. And, let's see. Okay. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the hard questions. Okay. Okay, because if you're not in control of yourself, then it's a recipe for disaster, honey. If you're not in control of yourself, especially if you are flying off the handle, okay? Especially if you react in a you get upset and and you react in a way that's hurtful to others, or you react in a way that's hurtful to yourself. Okay. So something else I heard, don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. Don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. Okay. So your emotions are temporary, honey. Pay attention to yourself. Journal. Journal. Journal, honey. And watch how your feelings change from day to day. Journal and watch how your feelings change from day to day. And that will show you that your emotions, you can't be led by your emotions, because you'll be all over the place. Okay, you will be all over the place. So I just encourage you to, what I just want you to do is, I want you to pay attention to yourself, sweetheart. Pay attention to your triggers. Pay attention to, especially people who trigger you, honey. Especially people who trigger you, like, and then pay attention to how you react when you are triggered. Okay, pay attention to how you react when you are triggered, and if it's not in a healthy way, then I just encourage you to work on it and change it. And is it going to change overnight? No, ma'am, it's not. It's not. But let's see. One time I got triggered, you guys, and I didn't realize I had been triggered until like the next day, because I was so caught up in my feelings and my emotions. I was being led by my feelings, and then the next day, when I had to pull myself up, it was just like, wow, you really failed that test. You really failed that test. You was really triggered and you went in. Okay. And so I was like, okay, well, next time I'm triggered, I'll know to do this, this, and this. And then not even a week later, I was triggered again, and I flew off the handle again. But it only took me like 30 minutes later then to realize I was triggered. So I just encourage you, if you are triggered, just pay attention to yourself. And it's okay. If you mess up, it's okay. Try again next time. Do better next time. Okay. But pay attention to yourself. And in paying attention to yourself, you will be able to gain control of your emotions. Okay. So again, don't be led by your emotions. You lead and let your emotions follow. Okay. So that is all for today, you guys. I pray that you guys have a blessed and prosperous rest of the day. So I am Seraphina Monique. You guys enjoy this day and be blessed and be a blessing.